Hey there, what I'd like to do today is talk to you about relationships. Now, I want to talk about a specific aspect of relationships, and this is the most important relationship there ever will be. And it's not your relationship with your work or your spouse or your partner, your children, but this special relationship is with yourself. You see, sometimes we can spend way too much time focusing on our external relationships and forget what's the vital ingredient in making all the relationships work on the outside. And that is the relationship with yourself. You see, you can be your biggest critic. You can berate yourself. You can say, oh, why am I like this? Why do I have this issue in my life? Or why can't I perform in this way? Or why can't I achieve this certain goal? And as we get into that negative mindset and that negative way of thinking toward ourselves, that creates a conflict which has a massive effect in every area of your life. And that is something that we need to change if you want to have the most wonderful life in every area of your life. So as you consider how you maybe berate yourself or have anger for yourself or getting frustrated with yourself. You may look in a mirror and think, why do I look this way? Or why I'm speaking negatively to myself. As you consciously consider that, it's your job, your opportunity to take a stand and stop it. To interrupt that pattern and habit. Because I can guarantee you that you would never, ever, 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 ever talk to your friends, your family, your spouse, your children in the way that you may treat yourself at times. I mean, imagine that. If you consider one of the thoughts you may have about yourself, maybe you're suffering from anxiety, depression, or you've got a conflict in your life when it comes to how you see yourself, you would never consciously and overtly say that to someone else in your life. Because you'd never want to treat someone that poorly. You'd never want to berate someone or direct negativity toward that person in your life. Yet, we fall into the trap by doing it to ourselves. And that is something that we need to change if you're going to step up and live life the way it's meant to be. We need to change our attention and our relationship to ourselves. Because when you build that solid core stability of who you are as an individual, when you develop amazing, empowering belief systems about yourself and the world around you and your capabilities, you will make profound, absolutely profound changes in your life. In fact, you'll perform in such a way that you will have enhanced confidence. You'll be able to have a powerful, deep sense of peace and contentment within you. So here's what we need to do to make that change. We have to be firstly conscious. I mean, when you think about having a negative self-talk toward yourself or a negative thought about yourself, when you look in a mirror or if you've done a certain behavior and you think, oh, why did I do that? This is your opportunity, no one else's, and no one else's responsibility to make this stop. You have to interrupt that pattern. So as soon as you have that negative thought or doubt directed at you as a person, you have to stop it right there. So it's very much about being conscious of the thoughts that you have and the images you make about yourself. The chances are you've been maybe doing this at a very unconscious level, that you become conflicted. But to start the switch in how we see ourselves and how we can change our self-esteem, you must be conscious of how you see yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you are feeling towards yourself. And when you notice yourself berating yourself, you have to say, hey, I'm going to stop this and then focus on something else. And there's a few things we can do here. Let's just say that you had a bad result or you didn't perform in the way that you would like to, and you start to berate yourself. Here's where you just stop and go, hey, what do I need to learn from this situation that will allow me to grow and become better because of it? That automatically changes our unconscious mind's focus, rather expanding the negativity or the so-called failure and blowing it out of control by saying, hey, what can I learn from this? What do I need to learn which will allow me to grow as a person? You're sending your unconscious mind on a new mission to look and consider alternative ways of being in this world. So you got to stop yourself right there. The other thing I really suggest you to do is I like you to consider setting up a piece of paper and writing my qualities right in the middle there and put a circle around it. And then I want you to go on another mission of finding the qualities of yourself. And you may be thinking, well, Joseph, I don't have qualities. Well, I can promise you that you do. You have everything within you and you are doing amazing things perfectly. But we may forget those things, those qualities. So you may want to consider, well, what great qualities do you have in your present relationship? Or what great qualities do you have when it comes to your friendships? Maybe you're trustworthy. Maybe you're there to support them. People come to you because you make them feel good and you truly listen. Maybe it's something in your work life. So maybe you're fantastic at fulfilling that sale or customer support, whatever you may be doing. I want you to write down your qualities. And even if you consider that, say, one quality of maybe I'm a trustworthy person, ask yourself the question, well, what does that mean? And you'll be considering another level out. And you think, well, that means I am strong in myself. I stick up for people. I'm very congruent in my words. So we begin to enlarge our qualities. So I want you to go on that mission of writing my qualities in the middle and taking time out to consider the qualities of you. So these qualities could be generally characteristics of who you are, what you do great, the type of things that you are capable of doing. As well as that, you may think, well, I'm humorous, or I can have a laugh, I am listening to this right now, so therefore I am prepared to make a change in my life. Now that's an amazing quality. People don't take the time out to invest in themselves through time. So go ahead and write that down straight away because you're watching this. And then what I like you to do is consider the type of beliefs that you have when it comes to the qualities of you. The things that you are very good at, that when it comes to your belief systems, maybe you have the belief system that you can make a difference in the world, or a belief system when it comes to your health, your relationships, maybe habits that you have that you are fantastic at. Now, as we go and consider our qualities, what are we doing right there? Well, we're sending that signal once again to our unconscious mind to seek more of that. Not only what do you have, in the present, that is. So not only sending that signal and that motion to look for more qualities, but your unconscious mind will bring a light to other qualities which you can improve upon. So therefore, you're sending your unconscious mind a new way of learning. It will begin to bring up its game to another level. So let's just say, well, you're not that good in one aspect. If you think of all your great qualities, you'll be able to map those qualities over consciously and unconsciously into the areas which you're not so good at. So we're really bringing up our game in every area of our life when we consider our qualities. And usually when people look at themselves in a mirror, they may begin to focus on the one or two things they really don't like about themselves. Now, as we are people and humans, we're one of the kind of people who just generalize things. So if maybe we think we've got a big nose, and then in our mind we'll see that nose being huge, and it just kind of puts out and blocks out all the wonderful qualities. So we're very much distorters and generalizers when it comes to our negative things. So by doing that mind map, you could say, about your qualities, you'll begin to start to generalize a whole new way of being in the world. And even if you look at yourself in a mirror, rather focusing on that one thing which you may not like, that wonderful imperfection. We may not think that right now, but it is. I want you to consider, what do you like about yourself? Now, you could say about your own internal qualities when it comes to what you've written down, but there might be a feature about you as you look at yourself and that's a great feature. I really like that about myself. I like my eyes, or the color of my eyes, or my smile, or whatever it may be for you. There'll be one thing that you will like about yourself, I'm sure. If not, maybe you're deleting, distorting those And that my qualities exercise will help that come into fruition. But what I'd like you to do is you look at yourself in the mirror, rather focusing on what you don't like, focus on what you do like about yourself. And then we're setting that signal once again. Do this every day as you look at yourself in the mirror. Focus on the thing that you like about yourself. And you're pre-teaching your unconscious mind, this is how you want to see yourself. And you'll start to project that into your life in such a way that you will feel more confident and at ease within who you are as a person. That you'll start to perform better. You'll feel far more authentic. You won't be shying away from things. And then consider your internal dialogue. Imagine that inner critic that we can have. You know, when I was saying that we'd never treat our friend in a way that we do ourselves, that's an inner critic. I want you to say no to that now. I want you to say, this is the last time I'm going to have an internal critic. I'm going to teach myself a new way of being, and just shrink that voice all the way down. It may be hard at first, and it's really about generating a new habit. So take your time with it, persist with it, take continuous action. But what I like to do is turn up your internal dialogue of what is supporting you as you look at that quality, as you look at your list. Every day when you wake up, look at your qualities so you know that this is where you're heading. There's what you're going to bring into the world in this whole day. Because when you look at your qualities as soon as you wake up, what are we doing? We're getting our unconscious mind and conscious mind to look how we can bring those to life in our daily activities. Now, to me, that means your day is going to be profoundly better than how it would have been if you're focusing on what you don't like, or even if you're just not doing that. So looking at your qualities, you'll be able to think, okay, these are my qualities. Consciously, you'll be thinking, well, how can I bring them alive into my day? But also unconsciously, it will look and search for how you can improve yourself in such a way that makes it easy for you. Remember, this is all about learning a new strategy. I remember when I first got into doing what I do, I used to be very self-conscious of myself. I wasn't that happy about how I looked, and I'm still making progress when it comes to my fitness and so on. But I remember specifically that I hated public speaking. I completely hated it, but I had to step up and go, look, I'm going to get this conquered. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I made it a habit to push beyond my comfort zone and do more public speaking until I became comfortable. It became the new benchmark of who I am right now. Now to the point that I thrive in speaking to lots and lots of people around the world. I love doing my events, my seminars, my trainings. I'm putting my thoughts out right now to well over, like, my podcasts, my apps, going out to over, like, I'm going to guess these days, is well over 100,000 people every single month. Now that's a big, brave thing to do in this day and age, because everyone likes to criticize. But I don't care, because that's who I am. But I had to push beyond my comfort zone. So as you do these new habits, commit to it, be consistent with it. Have your new routine of looking at your qualities every day. This will cause you to develop a new strategy of how you see yourself and where you're heading in the future. This is an amazing way of changing that internal critic so you can be your very best friend. Finally, at the end of the day, take time out for yourself. Take time out to connect with who you are in your unconscious mind. Be sure to reward yourself with beautiful, wonderful, loving words for doing so well on that day. Bringing out those qualities. Whatever it is, take 5-10 minutes out of your day to praise yourself what you've done well. Because you have to praise yourself, because no one else is going to do it. Because let's put it this way, if you're berating yourself, it doesn't matter how many people praise you for what you've been doing, because you'll be deleting it straight away. It's all on you. And if you consider this as well as my final part of this video, if you keep on saying out loud to people, say for example, you're a guy and you're talking to your partner and you go, why do I look so fat? Or why do I look this way? Or I'm such an ugly, bad person, and all these kind of things. Or if you're a woman, you're going, well, do I look big in this dress? I look fat, I look ugly, I hate this about me. That person in your life could be saying, well, absolutely no, I love you. I love the way that you look. But if you keep on sending that clear signal to them, and you keep on saying it to them, I can promise you, they may start to believe it too. You may be hypnotizing them to have that mindset because you're telling them that is who you are as a person. And that is not who you really are. You are so wonderful and beautiful as you are right now. Yes, we can make changes. I know I'm making changes in my life. But be thankful and loving to yourself, and overtly say it to those. If someone compliments you and go, oh, you look great today, rather going, well, I think I look horrible, and trying to hypnotize them, and then they'll eventually believe it, say thank you. You may not even agree with it first, but say thank you. Because that sends out a moment of gratitude, and you will start to resonate with it, especially if you do the My Qualities exercise. There's going to be a great way of increasing your self-esteem. Get your qualities, look at them in the morning, take time out in the evening to really nourish yourself with empowering positive words as you go to sleep. I think that's going to be a great way of just changing that old habit and pattern. It's all on you. It all starts with you. Be the instigator of change. Be the person who makes things happen when it comes to your life. Be your biggest supporter. Be your biggest friend. Be your most loving person you can be. And when you do, your unconscious mind, your body will grow from that. I mean, it's when you think about people who are depressed, how much energy do they have in the day? How much are they bouncing around? Do they have lots of things they can do in life? They're feeling so energetic. Of course not. Depressed people have a lower energy because those negative thoughts, your body is always eavesdropping on your thoughts. Hence why we feel low, because it's a denser energy. So when we consider that, our body is always listening to us. And if you keep on saying, well, I hate this part of myself, or why am I so silly? It will begin to respond in the same fashion. That's where conflict happens. Let's turn the tides together and make a commitment to really praise ourselves for the wonderful qualities we have. Forget the rest. Bring up your qualities that you have, and your body will look to bring up all the other qualities which you are missing out on. It will find them, it will search for them, and also it will cause you to have more motivation to make changes if you want it anyway. Because when you set that high standard of wonderful qualities you have, your unconscious mind will look to bring up the rest. And that is where we get a wonderful alignment within us. So that's my tip for you. Be your biggest friend, your biggest supporter. I know that I am such a supporter of you. I really believe in you. I know that you can make changes in your life. It's all there waiting for you. And I really can't wait to be able to hear how this happens and this works as you begin to flourish as a person. If you're liking my work, if you're watching this video on YouTube, go ahead and like it, share it. That means more people can get free help. More tips. I'm doing these weekly. I'm going to try and do even more than that. If you're listening to this on my apps, go ahead and write a review if you may. I mean, I know I'm kind of selling here, but it is all free self-help on there, on the podcast section and so on. And I'm really here to support you. I want to help as many people as possible. And this means together we can put that ripple out into the world that there is help for us. We can make changes. I'm learning every day. I've made wonderful changes in my life. You can do the exact same thing, and let's go ahead and make it happen. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.